meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so I hope I'm audible to all of you, and let me thank all of you for sparing your time and coming here. So let me now first thank Dr. Kumar and Dr. Kapil for arranging this wonderful interaction with the Naresh, the student of Cranfield University. And we will be getting opportunity to know many things from Naresh now. He's a student. And the purpose, as you all are already aware, and this activity is going on Europedia for last now couple of months, where students from particular universities come and give them information, because you know the information which you get from the students actually is of different kind of information. Maybe the mentors like Dr. Kumar, Dr. Kapil, they can provide you information, I can provide you information, but the kind of questions directly you can ask and you can get the information is entirely different when it comes from the students who are pursuing those courses. And you are already trained, all of you are already trained to ask very blunt questions and very purposeful questions. I expect the same session to be there today, and very purposeful session. And believe me, such sessions give a lot of information and knowledge to mentors like me also, where we can further guide and help all of you. So let me thank once again Dr. Kumar and Dr. Kapil for this wonderful interaction. Thank you, Kumar.
No problem. Thank you, Vijayendraji. So I will echo Vijayendra's word. Yes, we have done, myself as a course director, Kapil as an admissions tutor, interacted with you guys, but this time is a slightly a different focus. We brought the current existing student who is from India as well. So with us here, Naresh, he can answer any questions you have. Then you will know that from the student itself rather than from the academics. That is what we want to achieve in this next 1 hour or so. Are we going to do a brief overview of the course, or is that the students are done already this one before?
I think Dr. Kumar, they are already aware, but instead of a PowerPoint presentation, wonderful presentation which you had last time, it will be very good if you spare a minute or two and tell about that course, because I am really not knowing if some new student is sitting here and he's not even aware about that. So Dr. Kumar,
sure, no problem.
Couple of minutes.
Okay, so as an overview, it is this course, Advanced Heat Engineering course, is a unique and to train the future engineers to meet the current existing transition approaches we are talking about, from fossil fuel to more cleaner and renewable fuels or renewable energy generation. This particular course covers all those aspects, including the geothermal aspects and nuclear engineering, conventional fossil fuel power generation, applied to industrial applications like doing the combined heat and power generation, or into coming to more domestic sectors, decarbonizing them, how you can decarbonize their heat needs. And heat is currently as a buzzword to most of the industries and the government agencies. How that heat will be provided, how it will be utilized, what we have to do to minimize that energy requirement by incorporating waste heat recovery and energy storage aspects. These aspects are heavily we are covering within this course. Naresh can second that one, because as he gone through this element already, he is currently doing individual project. And if I'm correct, Naresh, it has been confirmed, if I'm correct, you are doing an internship with a company in UK. So it's a good opportunity for you guys to ask any questions you got.
Okay, Dr. Kumar, before I go to Naresh and I request him to introduce himself to all of us, let me take the opportunity to ask you a question which my students asked me related to this course, and maybe I'll shoot that question directly to you. Students feel, one student told me, sir, I want to join this course, and it looks like very good course, but the advanced word in the course, advanced, is somewhere which I'm getting afraid of, because I'm a graduate and I don't have much knowledge about the field. So what is this advanced domain into that? Because in India, as you know, such courses are not very frequently seen in the universities.
Okay. Advanced is nothing but it is we are doing a more applied focus. Whatever the students are learning in the as a fundamental aspect, so they need to know that where this has been applied and utilized. So most of our activities is a research derived material. We use it for teaching. So whatever we are currently doing the research, that material we deliver it to the students. We show them the application point of view. Why that is means it will be useful for students to get that knowledge. Once they get that knowledge, they can apply it. They can easily secure the jobs. So in order to give that applied knowledge, so we named it as an advanced. So you can call it as an applied heat engineering kind of thing. There is no problem at all. But
so that means it is more industry oriented than theoretical oriented.
Yes, that's correct. More rather than theoretical one, because theoretical you have already gone through the bachelor's degree. What is the point of doing another degree on the fundamental aspect? At least the master's level, master's quality point of view, you need that focus, because end of the day you are all asking the question, where how I will get the opportunities to enter into the industry. So that means you need to have that knowledge. That knowledge we are providing through this course.
Wonderful. Okay, so so that is wonderfully explained, Dr. Kumar. Now let me come to Naresh. Naresh, you are already a student of this course in Cranfield University, and your university is gaining the ranks every passing month, and it's become now very globally reputed. And there's a great thing here, Naresh, and you are doing internship in a very reputed company also. Naresh, these all students, as you know, they are aspiring students to pursue master's course in top universities in the world, and they are here to listen you instead of us. They are here to listen to you and your perspective on this particular course. So first, because you are from India, Naresh, tell us something about your graduation. Maybe many of us here sitting here will identify themselves with you. So from which part of India you are, when did you graduate, and when you decided to go for this university, and then education in this universities?
Yeah, sure, mate. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me in the first place, because I think it's, if I'm not wrong, it's around 9 o'clock in the
it's 9 o'clock, 9:10.
I think 26 participants is a good number actually to start off. Pretty late night actually. So thank you for organizing such an event as well, because I've been in the other side as well, looking up to people to give information about the course and everything when I was planning for my studies. And it's good to be, giving those sort of information to the other people now who are currently planning to pursue this course. So yeah, so to start off with, previously I finished my graduation in mechanical engineering back in 2014. And then I got into a job through my campus placement. I was working in Bangalore for Quest Global. So wherein we used to work on the aftermarket services of Rolls-Royce civil large engines. And I was working for 3 years, and then COVID, came up, and we all knew like how we all suffered and everything. And I've always been a person who's passionate about people and as well as environment. So I had this Paris agreement and everything back in 2015 itself. Like I got a good idea about it, what exactly and how climate change is going to really affect everyone's life as well. So when the COVID happened, like everyone started thinking about a change, isn't it? They wanted a switch from the current employment or like studies. They wanted to pursue some new opportunities. So that's where I was thinking, okay, it's high time that my profession should fall in a place where I contribute to this climate change, about the disaster that's coming out of us. So that's where like I was looking up for a course, which is more industry oriented, not theoretical based. And also they have the elements of all day-to-day technologies, like the renowned technological developments that's happening. So looking at the universities, Cranfield turned out to be a much popular university when it comes to research, and then how they are tied up with the industries. So that's where I chose Cranfield. And with the course, like I wanted to pursue something where I can directly get into a research and development, because I was quite interested in that. And with the course that was provided by Cranfield, out of all those, like MS, Advanced Heat Engineering was the eye-catching one, with a lot of modules that there. And also I had a few chat with the alumni as well who finished this course. And I got to know, like, this is the right course for me because I was quite interested in the nuclear and around the space. And advanced heat engineering was one course which had included all those elements. So I was like, cool. And I set out my mind, like, this is the course for me, for my master's. So I spoke to them. I had a chat with Dr. Kumar, before joining the course. I had a brief discussion with him, like how it's going on, how it's going to be, like where exactly the opportunities and everything would be there post study. So then after that, the admission process started. During the process, there were a few bottlenecks, and they were pretty much helpful in terms of assisting me on that. And yeah, here I am. Almost finished my group project phase, starting off my internship with another organization in a couple of weeks' time. So things have been great so far.
Okay. So thanks a lot, Naresh, for this entire explanation and entire your journey you have explained. And I was not aware that you have done job also back home
Yeah.
in Bangalore. And see, I'll ask a very straight question, Naresh. You started,
Yeah.
you came to these universities with global perspective of working in some particular domain which may solve some global issue or global problem of this environmental issues and all. That is what you quoted, that that was the reason why you wanted to be in this. My
Yeah.
question to you is, do you think this course which you have done, advanced heat engineering, it helped you to fulfill your objective?
Yeah, certainly, mate. Because as I said earlier, I wanted to be part of research and oriented course.
Okay.
And from the beginning, when my course actually started, we started working more in terms of like analyzing the energy systems, the merits and demerits. So when you start to understand about what is the existing system, then they start influencing your learning about what you could really come up, like what could be the the future technologies that could essentially help us out to achieve net zero and everything. So net zero is a common term that they're generally using here to state that we need to avoid the climate change and everything. So when it comes to the modules also, if you could really go to the individual the modules, you would get to know there'll be a lot of interaction between the softwares and also the concept that they're trying to propose. And the most of the tutors here, the professors, are like PhD students who have worked with a few of the industries for their research activities. And as Dr. Kumar was saying, the thought modules that they're teaching, the teaching material itself, is mostly derived from those research studies. So you are literally putting yourself in the shoes of a person who has currently performed those research, and you're getting all this information directly from them. When they are coming out for the lecture and everything. So this is something very unique. Not often you find these sort of setup in UK universities, and that's where Cranfield stands out. And it's very evident from the the rankings that they have received as well. So as I said, like that is the key in here, and the tutors are the most essential part, and the course that they have structured out, literally complements each other and gives you what you really need. And if you are a person who is searching towards research and everything, and if you want to like put yourself in there, I would say Cranfield is the right place to be in. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, Naresh, now before I open the house for question and interaction with the students, let me ask you this question, which majority of students have, they are going to ask you. So it will save their question if I ask you, and maybe your reply will satisfy most of them. So after your course is complete, Naresh, and you are present in that stage of your course where there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of, I'll say, uncertainty related to which career domains you want to pursue forward. So what we understand here is there are three main opportunities for students. One is to land up in jobs, some industries. I want to know through you that what kind of industry a person after pursuing this course can think of, what kind of industry they can think of doing job in. And back home in India, as you are aware that in reputed institutes like IITs, students, whatever course is pursuing, he has a couple of options, like to get into the core branches. Student can identify those branches with the companies. Like if he is pursuing thermal engineering, he can always think of getting into automobile sector or something, power plant sector or something. So core companies, and also non-core companies also we think of, like getting into IT based jobs and all. So what is the situation there as a student? You are presently thinking of what kind of jobs will open up after this course, which industries, which kind of domains. Second is, another option students think of after master's course is PhD programs also. And many students, when they go abroad, they have this thing also in their mind that they will do PhD now and pursue the career in academics and research like Dr. Kumar. And third option for people like us, like entrepreneurial opportunities. So if I do this course and I want to land up a later stage of my career in some kind of entrepreneurial domain, I don't know whether you'll be in the right position as of now to answer that particular thing for entrepreneurial opportunities a couple of years down the line. So that is a third thing students have in their mind. So Naresh, very straight to you, what is your perspective on all these three domains?
So to answer your questions, mate, like it's a big question though. So let me just think for a while. So the first question was regarding the job opportunities. So as I was literally saying earlier, like you need to choose your domain. When you're choosing this particular course, you need to know like which particular sector that you want to get into. Yeah, this is morely oriented into the energy space programs and everything. Yeah, and you will have a few of the industries associated with that as well. So you need to dig in and do a research, which organization or which employer that are really looking to secure a job post your study. So have that clarity in mind, as you're willing to join this course as well. Get that research, everything done and dusted. Then you will have a fair idea which are the employers that you're looking for. And once you join Cranfield, you always have a career development team in here. So they are very much helpful in terms of changing your curriculum, your resume, as per the UK standards. Then they'll assist you like what you need to really improve on. What are the employers in UK literally looking for? Then with the organization that you've looked at, you can always, change yourself, like improve your skills if you lack, keep on working on something new if you really want to, adapt yourself to a new skill. So do all those things, and then with the preferred employer list that you have, you can always reach out to the employers on LinkedIn and everything. You can still find out opportunities to that as well. So this course, as I've completed, as I said earlier, I was quite interested in the nuclear space. That's the more driving thing, because I was pretty much aware what I wanted to do and what I wanted to get out of this particular course. So that was the key, I would say. And I would stress on the same as well to the others as well. Find out what is driving you to pursue this course, and whether in terms of job or whether in terms of like a research. So for jobs, as I said earlier, you should figure out the employers and everything, and you can get the opportunity with the assistance from the career development. And when in terms of research, Cranfield is the place for you to to really get into a lot of research. They provide a number of PhD opportunities as well, and also a few of the research assistant fellowship opportunities. Over the PhD and research assistant opportunities, I think Dr. Kumar can add on more onto it. And when it comes to the entrepreneurship, Cranfield as the the entrepreneurship program in place, wherein like it's open for almost all the courses. Like as part of your group project that you're working on, if you've got some innovative ideas which you feel can contribute towards the carbon emission reduction and everything, you could pitch those ideas as part of your group project itself. With the limited time span, you can't really do much, but then you will be given the the feedback and then the suggestions how to really get them into a product if you're really interested in the space. And with the the entrepreneurship or development team here in Cranfield, they'll assist you. They will sort of help you out to do a pitching and everything. They'll also help you in getting the funds as well. So you have opportunities in your Cranfield, and if you're a person who wants to really get into the entrepreneurship side, you will find the people, you will get the assistance from them, and it's all up to you to really make use of it. And I've seen people from renewable courses and everything, they've got a particular module on entrepreneurship, and these people are really excelling. They came up with a lot of unique ideas on the EV space, and they've got some funding as well. They're literally working on it. So it's up to the individual, I would say. So people are here, the opportunity is here. If you're a person who wants it, so you can come here and grab it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
just
thanks a lot,
to
Naresh.
add on to that one, as a research point, as Naresh mentioned, yes, we are always keen to keep the best students over here to continue for higher education. That's what we normally do. That I know that my couple of years back, almost 6-7 years back, my master student, pretty good, and I motivated him to turn into PhD. He did the PhD with me and followed with the postdoc, and then he moved away from Cranfield working for the industry. Like that, it do happens. Last year, the master student, we turned them into a PhD as well. So the opportunities are there if people wants to do for higher education, further education, that means into PhD stroke research.
Yeah. So that's great. Now, Naresh, thanks a lot for giving your this answer to all this so long question which I asked you, and Dr. Kumar, thanks a
No
lot
worries.
for your assistance in that. Okay, now I think we should not waste much time, and we should open the house for questions from directly from the students. So let me request each one of you to ask as many questions as possible, because before making any decision, we should be very clear which course we are going to join, what are the advantages of that course, and nobody can be better teller than the person who himself is pursuing that particular course. So here we have Naresh today, and now I open the house for questions from all of you. Please go ahead and you can ask your own questions. Please go ahead. Yeah, question from any student sitting here. There should not be any kind of inertia. The moment one start asking, everybody will start asking. But in the beginning, there is some sort of inertia.
And that always
Don't
happens.
worry.
Yeah, it's all.
Means 15-20 years back, we are in the same shoes as like you guys. Actually, don't hesitate. You can
I identify
ask.
one student here, Kanti Roy. Kanti, you are there? Kanti, can you hear me? Kanti, can you hear me? So there is a lot of connectivity issue also, Dr. Kumar. Actually,
You know, understand. Once those who are having the connecting issues, maybe they can start typing or the chat box.
Yeah, they can ask their questions. Please go ahead and ask your questions. Any question if you have to ask.
Now, am I audible, sir?
Yeah. So, Dr. Kumar, let me tell you about Kanti. He's my student who is applying in many universities in India. Also, he's chemical engineer.
Okay.
So, Kanti, maybe you are aware or not, Dr. Kumar is from chemical engineering background in itself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have gone through profile in LinkedIn, sir.
Kanti is a very capable boy, and he keeps on asking many questions to me, Dr. Kumar, and I'm very sure he has some question here also today. Kanti,
Yeah,
go ahead.
sure, no problem.
Yes. Sir, so good evening to all. My name is Kanti Roy, and I want to pursue my higher studies. First of all, I want to clear that. So that's why I am looking for. Sir, for this course, what are the requirements I want to know? Because for last time we have seen that it was based on the GATE score. So that this is for now for this time, GATE score is mandatory or not, and other what are the requirements like IELTS, band or anything? Please kindly clarify those things.
Kapil, this question you can answer it.
Yeah. So, so the major requirement is like basically you are having a bachelor's degree relevant to the discipline, which like chemical engineering already have, mechanical engineering, industrial production engineering. So this is the only requirement. But Cranfield do ask for the language score because you need to secure a visa, and for securing a visa to come here, you need minimum 6.5 IELTS band. But this time also, we are basically asking the GATE score if they have, but that is not mandatory. But still, if you have the GATE score, you can write, you can mention SOP, because for this course we are basically wants to have the excellent and intelligent students and motivated students to be in this course, so that they perform well here and they secure whatever they want to, like job and PhD positions whatsoever. So that's why we are basically encouraging, if you have GATE score, you can mention your GATE score, and with GATE score maybe you can get some scholarship.
Okay, sir. And sir, if I have got some experience through any research project or research work, so that can help me to get admission in this course.
Yeah, definitely. That is basically required. You can ask Naresh whatever, even if it is a group project or individual thesis. Students who are working on those things, it is basically a research problem that is given to you. So if you already have some experience with the research problems that you have solved, then it would be very much beneficial for you.
Okay,
And
sir.
The way it helps you is, Kanti, if you have a focused project, focused idea, that can be tuned, tailored to do as an individual project as a more applied way, identifying the industry and applying that project, so that will give you later on further research opportunities, kind of thing. So that is what particularly probably Naresh can tell a bit more. He got a particular focused research he wants to do that, and he secured the internship. And it looks like, based on my half-an-hour discussion with that company through Naresh, there is a very high chance that after he finished this internship, he might be absorbed there.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually, as Vijender sir know about me, I told about him. I told about me himself that I was not able to clear GATE this year because I was qualified. Means I have passed my graduation in 2021 September. So due to COVID, I was not able to means prepare well in from because I am from rural area. So I'm preparing for next year GATE also, but I am interested in this kind of MS course. And now I am I am joined as a I have joined as a project assistant in IIT Kharagpur in the research project. This is basically focused on photocatalysis and energy conversion. So if I got some experience of like around 6 months or 1 year, so after the if I applying for this course, so if then I can get some means extra opportunity or to go get into direct PhD course or any kind of things.
Yeah, always the experience will give you an added value. As Naresh mentioned earlier, he got in some industrial experience before he come to Cranfield. So that type of industrial background research experience will help a lot.
Okay, sir.
And Anindya, if you are interested, then the first thing I want you to do is the fill the application form, because it's like not much time left. So I think you should start ahead. You should go ahead with filling the application form, because so that it can be processed in time. And we'll see your application and let you know how it goes. But
Okay,
definitely the mandatory, the GATE is not mandatory, but with GATE, there are more chances that you get more scholarship and all.
Yeah.
okay, sir.
Yeah, Naresh, can you please also tell us something about your
Yeah.
internship? What is going on in your internship, and how long you're doing that internship now?
I think my group project just ended. So it was just the last week I had a chat with the industry people along with Dr. Kumar to really set the terms and conditions. Because before you start anything, you need to have the objectives and everything.
Okay.
So I just pulled in Dr. Kumar like for his feedback and advice, and it's pretty much turning out to be in the right track. So probably by 1st of June I'll be joining with them, and that will be more on the nuclear space. Regarding the nuclear fusion and everything, and how is that we could contribute more on around the space. So yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, Manvendra, you want to ask some question? Manvendra, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, I completed my graduation in 2021 August, and I am having a GATE score of 636 in GATE 2021. Sir, actually, I am exploring the option of foreign study from last 2-3 days, so I am completely unaware about all the application process. Sir, can I get the admission due to my GATE score? And I'm not having any working experience as of now.
Yeah, okay. Just let me clear this one. Manvinder, it's a good point you raised it. Experience is not mandatory here. It is an added advantage kind of thing. In your case, you don't need to worry about that one. And the GATE scores we have mentioned previously, it is not again the mandatory kind of thing for this course to get the admission. But as we are from the Indian background, we know that how this GATE score applies and works. So when you put that information in your statement of purpose, it will give you an advantage to secure the admission kind of thing. That is the only thing. It is not the mandatory.
Okay. I want to tell all the students sitting here that whatever universities abroad take through GATE, those universities also take through other standard exams like IELTS or TOEFL or GRE. Last week, one of the students got admission into NUS through GATE, but at the same time, there are many students in the same course there who are getting admission through GRE also. So let me tell you, GATE is one exam which is very reputed exam in India, and there are a couple of universities which give value to this GATE score because they are aware the kind of difficulty students face to clear this particular exam and technical soundness you enjoy. So as of now, NUS, NTU, and RTWH in Germany or TUM Technical University Munich, and these are the universities which are actually considering and giving value to your GATE score. So your GATE score looks like good, and if you are exploring opportunities for higher education abroad, I will advise you like you can apply in these kind of universities. So this mention of all these universities is already there. You can watch that video in on Europedia. You can watch that. But this university is really good if you are looking forward to pursue career in industries related to energy science and energy engineering domains.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Actually, my GATE score is of 2021. It is not of 2022. And second question is, I want to ask regarding the scholarship that are available.
So there are a few scholarships available. Again, that scholarships is totally depends on the candidate's capability and their willingness to do that. Probably Naresh, you can give your review how you have secured the scholarship for this course.
Yeah, Dr. Kumar. So when it comes to the scholarship, let me give them the overall picture, not only of the scholarship that I received. So it would give the justice, like if I give them the overall picture. So when you are planning from India, you generally have the scholarship like Commonwealth and everything. So that's something like everyone look up to and everyone advise you to apply. But unfortunately, if you really do apply the scholarship, you will have to come back to the India post your study. So that means you can't stay back in UK for your future career or anything like that. And second thing is the scholarship that comes along with the courses. And there are few universities which provide scholarship based on the course that you choose. And if you're looking for MSc in Advanced Heat Engineering at Cranfield, you will have the luxury to apply on net zero scholarship. I'm one of the recipient of that scholarship because I'm a net zero scholar. And if you could a couple okay, I'll quickly pass on the link as well, you guys can go through it. So the thing is that for that scholarship you need to write a one-page document which describes about your competencies, like your the graduation score and everything, what you have done previously and what really motivates you to choose this course. And you should describe all those things in a one-page document, and you should send it to them. And the panel committee will look into it, will read your your motivation and everything to pursue this course, and they'll come back with the with the decision. And when I really applied for it, like I had I could able to talk about the education thing that I had, and then the work experience. As Dr. Kumar was saying, work experience is an added advantage. It's not that if you have work experience you should apply for the scholarship. If you do not have also, that's fine, you could still apply for the scholarship. And then talk about your motivation. In fact, what really motivates you to pursue this course under this energy program, and what is the reason that you took advanced heat engineering. Why is that? There are a few other courses as well, like what exactly was your driving factor towards choosing this course. So if you could sum up everything concisely in a one-page document, they'll review this and then come back quickly to you with the decision. So that scholarship would worth like half of the tuition fee. I pre-assume the tuition fee for AHE is like 22,000 pounds, and this scholarship would help you, to reduce like half of it. That's like 10,825 pounds. Yeah. So yeah, do look out for that scholarship. They always do encourage to apply for it, and you could be one of the person getting the scholarship.
Yeah. It is a highly competitive scholarship program. We do offer it. You need to be stand out from the rest of applications. So if you think that you are highly caliber of securing that one, please put some more extra effort, writing an extra piece of document, and you submit it, and then we will review it and come back to you. If necessary, sometimes we do interviews as well, which I have done it for Naresh. as a part of that scholarship to secure, because we are giving a substantial amount of money. Personally, I need to know that whether that student is what written on the paper, he is doing that one or not. So sometimes those differences will make a lot of progression. So which we did it. He performed very well, even in that 45 minutes we talk, Naresh.
Yeah, Kumar. I think it was close to 30 odd more 30 odd minutes, I guess.
Yeah, something like
if I
that.
remember
30 minutes or so. So he came and he's doing brilliantly good.
Okay, so Naresh, I would like to ask you about your stay in Cranfield. How was how is your student life in Cranfield? Many of them, they want to know that.
Yes, student life, it's been good so far, because if you check Cranfield, it's in the outskirts of a city, I would say. So you still have the transportation, the commutation facility is really good in here, so no issues on that. So when it comes to the accommodation, it's better to stay with the college accommodation. Like you have number of halls, and based upon your affordability, you'll get rooms that you could really apply. If you apply earlier, you would get some cheap and decent rooms for your stay. And if it gets delayed, then you would have to put yourself in a expensive sort of accommodation. So it's preferable to really apply early, pay the deposit, and then secure your rooms if you want like a college accommodation. And there's another accommodation, like off-campus accommodation. It's like you hire, you figure out the landlord outside of the campus, and then you secure your stay, and that's also possible. But then if you really ask me, my suggestion would be to start off with the on-campus accommodation, because that gives you the feasibility, like to know about the college facilities and everything. To start off, it's better to stay close to your the tutors and everyone. And then after that, post your group project phase or something like that, you could go out and explore a few more opportunities as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's up to the individual, I would say. Yeah.
So one very relevant point you have told here, Naresh, I would like you focus more on that, and I want to ask you this once again. This is the admission season in India also. There are so many students sitting here, like Kanti just now told, and one more student, Manvinder told. They have opportunities in India also. They are exploring those opportunities, and in that process, there is always inertia. There is always a delay in applications. Delay in applying into these universities. So you mentioned that there are some advantages of applying early and seeking early admission in these universities. Can you tell that point once again? Does that mean if I take admission early, then I may get facilities also easily in that particular university to stay or something like that? Is that what you said?
Not exactly, I would say, but then the earlier that you apply, the more easier it becomes as you go on. Because if you figure out the course earlier, you will have a lot of other obligations to finish in terms of application and everything. And then after that, you will have your accommodations to wind it up as well. So as I said earlier, the more earlier you do it, you could quickly you get the first preference. So things work here by your preferences. Like the earlier you apply, you will be given your choice based on your choice. And when you're applying for accommodation also, you will be given the choices, like what sort of accommodation that you need. And based on which you will be given 3 preferences, and you need to choose what are your preferences, first, second, and third. And based on the availability, and with your preferences that you have told them, like they will allot a room. So it's not like when you apply, you get what you wanted. So that's not the case here. So it goes by the preferences idea, and if you apply earlier, then they will help you to meet your preferences in the first place. And that's how it goes in here. And when it comes to the visa and everything, there will be few bottlenecks here and there. Like there will be some the application, like when you fill it, you might be some incorrect information could have been fed inside, and you will have some iterations of work going on. So it's better to finish all these things earlier, so that you approach the later end with good peace of mind. If not, it will be like too much ruckus around yourself, and there will be like a lot of pressure. And that's something that I went through actually, because of the delays in education loan. So I was a student who was taking education loan for my studies. So that unfortunately, dragged on and then put me in a lot of issue at the later end. So yeah, I would advise not to be like me.
Okay, I'll come to that experience of yours, Naresh. That will be very relevant for students of education loan and all. But
Yeah,
before
yeah.
that, I'll go to Kapil, Dr. Kapil. Dr. Kapil, you are in the process of, I mean, you are handling that process of admission and finalizing the application of students. And to my knowledge, some of the students, your department has already sent the offer letters. I know one of the students, Aditya, who is sitting here, is also attending the session. So the moment some offer letter is issued to some student, what is the process thereafter, Dr. Kapil? Like Naresh said that, okay, once we get the offer letter, after that, we need to confirm it soon, and then we have to arrange our stay or something like that. So can you tell Dr. Kapil, once the offer letter is issued to a student, how he or she should follow up after that?
Yeah, so I'll start with how to fill the application form. So for filling the application form, there is no money you need to pay. It's just simple few documents you need to apply and fit some information. So if you want to apply for Cranfield for this course, you need to upload your degree certificate, bachelor's degree certificate, your transcript, or if you don't have transcript, you can combine all your mark sheets in one PDF file. One SOP we ask for, like what is your motivation to study this course, and your CV. And at the end you need the IELTS score. But if you don't have IELTS score, you can still fill the application form, and later on you can after you have the IELTS, just like Aditya, I know Aditya, he has done like this. So he approached me personally that I want to apply for this course. So after giving before the IELTS, he got the unconditional offer saying that if you submit the IELTS score, you will be given the unconditional offer. So after he submitted the IELTS score like within 20 or 25 days, then he was given the no unconditional offer. So after that, he once you get the unconditional offer, you need to apply for ATAS certificate. That is basically you need to obtain the permission from the UK embassy to study this course and being here. Once you submit this ATAS certificate, that might take around Naresh, if you want to correct me, you can correct me, because it might take around one month to obtain this certificate, but it is free of cost. And if you need some information, we can help you. After this ATS certificate, you pass this information to university. They will issue a CS certificate, and this CS certificate will be required to apply for visa. And then you go to embassy, and with all your documents, you go to basically the embassy, and then you get the visa. And then if you get a visa, you can be here. So this is all few paperwork is required, but it is simple. It's not that much hectic, but you need to apply in time, so that your application is processed within time, and you can complete all the formalities within a specific time framework.
Okay. Means to give an additional way as a simple, clear-cut one, when the student applied, there are two options we will give. One is conditional and unconditional. If the student met all the requirement, they will get straight away conditional offer.
Yes.
If they are lacking one certificate, one documentation, which is like IELTS or maybe the degree certificate or something, then we will offer the conditional offer, saying that once you produce that document, this conditional offer will change into unconditional. Once that unconditional offer is made, the student is ready to apply for ATES and then followed with CAS. Once those two documents is there, they can apply for visa. While this is a visa is happening, students will get an opportunity to access the university resources through a system called EVE, where students can book the accommodation, deposit the money to secure their admission, all those things can be done. So people will do secure the accommodation as well in advance, as Naresh hinted. You will get more preference. You can know that where you are staying and your preference will be met. So that is what this process is happening as a part of this exercise.
Okay. So Naresh, let me ask you a very relevant question. Many of the students may feel like asking that, but they have not asked so far. Let me ask on their behalf. Maximum students from India, they want to study in these kind of universities and want to take the education loan because it is very costly otherwise. So tell us something about education loan, Naresh. At what stage do you go to the banks for education loan? How difficult it is to avail that? And which kind of banks, private and public bank, as you know, there are two kind of banks in India, where the student should go to have easy processing, and safe to be in future to return those loans?
Yeah. So for your funding, like you need to make sure like what is the required amount of funding that you need, because when it comes to the funding, your tuition fee is there, and on top of that you will have your accommodation and then the day-to-day expenses of all those things. So ideally, it's better to get the number from the university because it's just subject to changes, and with a lot of things happening around, the inflation keeps rising, and so
Yes.
whatever number that I give you won't be relevant, when they
Yes.
really come and when they come to pursue the course. So it's better to get the number from the university, what they're really looking at and what they're really coming after. And once you get the number, you need to make sure like what is the loan amount that you're going to get. And the basic criteria is that if it exceeds 20 lakhs, then you need to provide some security for that. So that security would ideally be, sort of a property or something like that, or some assurance you need to give them. So based on which it'll get proceeded. And with the respect to the banks, you'll have like, if I remember correctly, yeah, so private sector and then public sector, and the more interest rate would be on the the private sector banks, and the less interest rates would be on the public sector banks, like your SBI, your Bank of Baroda, and then what are the few other banks? Yeah, all the public sector banks will charge you less interest rate, and it's preferable to reach out to them as well, because as they are more reliable, and you could it's more delaying, with respect to the services that they give. It's a lot of actually a pain to go and approach them and get the services done from them, but then it's the more reliable one. So it's preferable to reach out to them earlier in advance, as I stressed out earlier, like when you get your course everything sorted earlier, you could go finish your accommodation later, and then you can parallelly work on your education loan and everything. So you could give them a random number right now, like when you're going and approaching them, just give them a random number and tell them this is what you are expecting, to meet your education and everything, and start feeding all your requested documents that they want. And with respect to banks, the kind of documents that they are looking for would change. So it's preferable to get those things before in hand, and then with the documents that you need from Cranfield University, you can get it from them and then apply for it. With If you already asked me, I got the loan from Bank of Baroda. So they were like charging me an interest rate of 8.3 something, 8.3, and yeah. So this is from my end, what I have applied, and I can't reveal the loan amount and everything. Yeah. So
Okay. So can you at least reveal this much, Naresh, that up to what percentage of total fees you can seek bank loans?
So the criteria would be, if I remember, what they told me was like 80% from their end, and 20% should be from your end.
Okay.
So for example, if you're looking at a number of like 30 lakhs or something like that, so you will have to feed in 24 lakhs to meet your education, and rest of the 6 lakhs, the 24 lakhs should be from the bank loan, and the 6 lakhs should be from your end, to meet your education. So that's how it goes.
Okay.
So Naresh, I want to ask you one question, because very important point you've raised. Like if the loan requirement is less than 20 lakhs, then you don't need to submit any kind of security. But so the tuition fees for this course is around 22 lakhs. Okay. And if they are able to, after this, you need like 1.5 lakhs for visa and all, for tickets, initial investment. And then the other things can be made, like if you do the part-time job, then you can cover your expenses. So I hope you're not doing part-time, I guess. But
yeah, I'm not doing the part-time here because as I said earlier, like I was more interested in the research and everything, so I was just putting in more extras. And it's up to the individual actually. If they really feel that they can accommodate both studies and their part-time, it's well and good. You'll have the opportunities in here. People would also go, from the other courses. So once you get on to the Cranfield, like you'll find people from different courses. So you sort of create a community around you, with Indian people, and then with few other nationalities people and everything. So once you start to know from other courses, you'll get to know what are the opportunities, part-time opportunities that you're going in. And literally you will find the, like a link in the chain. You will figure out where to go and whom to really approach to get those jobs and everything. So it's just a matter of, speaking to people and getting the information. So it's not a big thing at all. And, when it comes to MSc in advanced heat engineering, as I said earlier, you might need to put in some extra hours. If you're quite interested in research and everything, it's always preferable to really get into the learning group pretty early. And also, if you're going to do the part-time, there is time left. During the Christmas vacation, something like that, you could really find yourself a part-time job, and then you can make some money to meet your accommodation and other expenses. So yeah, the feasibility is here, and it's
You
up
mean
to
to
the
say that
individual.
it is beneficial to apply for some buffer, but later on you can, if you find some time, you can opt for the part time if you are in a manageable situation, managing
Yes.
both
When you
studies and
find
work.
yourself in a
Yeah.
crunch funding situation, then you could afford to, you can still afford some time, for your part time and then make some money as well. Yeah. That's not an issue.
And one more question. So, in how much time do you need to repay this amount? And like just to have an information
All
from
right.
students.
I think that really boils down to the bank, isn't it? So I can't really sum up on
He
that.
can't reveal that.
Okay.
Maybe he can. He says that he cannot. Okay, I think Gitarth
Okay.
Sharma has a question to ask. Gitarth, please go ahead.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
question regarding the opportunities after pursuing this course. Actually, compared to there, if I am going to do a job in England compared to India, basically, what are the opportunity rates actually? Because in India, there are not much concentration going on in this sector, actually. So, what are the opportunity rates?
Okay.
If I want to compare in these two countries regarding this
Mark can
course.
answer this question very
Yeah.
Yeah,
better
okay.
yeah.
Let me answer this one. Yeah, very good point you raised, Gita. It is nothing much focus is going on in India. If you see my earlier videos, Vijayender, we clearly indicated how important this course is for Indian context. I'll briefly give you that one. India pledged Narendra Modi recently in COP26, saying that India will decarbonize their power and industrial sector by 2070. 2070 is far away. That means they require future engineers. So that is what we are generating, the future engineers then to get the need for the Indian context. So very soon, India will apply this transition. Even right now, it is people are talking about, we are talking to some industries in India. One example I can tell you is GE Power India Limited. They are already putting their strategy to do that decarbonizing, going from coal, gas to more renewables, or the transition, what we need to do that, and technology transfer programs, we are helping them. So students will get exposure to this one, and they can gain some experience and work over here in UK. By the time they secure their experience and things, then India will come into boom of applying this one, and you can help to the country with your skill set.
Okay.
But every sector is going to decarbonize this. How should I say this? Yeah, I mean every industry is going towards a decarbonization. Their processes. Yeah.
Yes,
Like
sir,
the
I
steel
also
sector,
have
every sector. Yeah.
another one. Sir, I'm basically interested in automobile industry. So can I end up in this domain?
Yes, you can easily fit into automobile industry as well, because as you know that automobile one, we are trying to do change from petrol, diesel to more electrical or into hydrogen based systems. We do a lot of hydrogen research, and this program do cover that element as well, hydrogen. So hydrogen can fit well into the automobile sector in terms of combustion and power generation, and for this automobile point of view, how this distribution and charging, what sort of capacities you need, and all those things can be easily, students can enter into the automotive sector, but not designing your car and all those things. Probably that is not part of the focus of this course. If you want to do that aerodynamics and design those things, yeah, there are other courses here at Cranfield, we do offer it. But majorly on the propulsion point of view, yeah, we do this element can cover as part of this course.
Kumar, if I remember correctly, you were doing some project with you had some project with Rolls-Royce. I heard about from you. So can you share that information with students, because so that they get some interest? Like Siddharth was asking that he's interested in automotive.
Rolls-Royce one is not in related to automotive. That is for the nuclear sector, power generation one. The last year group project is pretty much on to turning the nuclear base load scenario into flexible load scenario by incorporating the energy storage. So that is funded through Rolls-Royce, that project, nuclear one. If I'm correct, to be honest, that is what motivated Naresh to come over here. I do remember that talking to Naresh about that project, and he talked to those students as well. Is that correct, Praveen? You've spoken to Praveen a lot on that aspect.
Yeah, Dr. Kumar. So yeah, I think it's all up to the understanding the global development that's happening. If you do remember, like we had the UK Prime Minister visit to India. So if you certainly understand those news, what exactly happening in terms of like global interaction and ties up, like you will understand what are the courses that you need to pursue and how should your career should pursue towards the few of the sector. And I was quite interested in the nuclear space. I felt like for the climate change to be averted, you need nuclear energy as well to really meet up the electricity demand and everything. And that's why I got to know Rolls-Royce is coming up with a huge investment over Rolls-Royce over the nuclear project that they called it as SMR, like small modular reactors and everything. So I happened to know about this, the project that the people were working on, like the students were currently pursuing when I was approaching Cranfield. So they were working on one of the group projects. I spoke with the person who was currently working, and he was quite helpful in letting me know what exactly the project is about and how they had the tie-up with the Rolls-Royce, with the assistance from Cranfield and everything. And Dr. Kumar was the tutor for them. And so yeah, that really interested me further. Like something that you know what you want to do, and then when you get to know these things happening in the university that you're looking for, then that really certainly excites you, and you start approaching it further, and that's how things happen. Yeah.
Okay, so that's wonderful. Any other question if you have?
Sir, I have a last question. This is regarding the expenses. What means the minimum expenses for a year? Do you have any idea about?
Yeah, Naresh, would you like to share it?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. So I think when it comes to the expenses, the major bulk would be the accommodation, and that differs based on the type of accommodation that you choose in Cranfield. So if you really ask me, like I'm staying in like a medium Lancaster or room. When you go to the accommodation page, you will get to know what are the different types of accommodation and what are the different sizes of rooms that they really provide you for your stay. And I pay around 460 per month. And this is my accommodation for a month fee. And then if you just roughly make it to a year, just think how much it would cost, like close to
46,000.
Yeah, so 5,200 pounds, close to that. And then you will have your, the everyday expenses is something like that. So that you could add up to 200 pounds a month. And yeah, roughly it will take you around 10 lakh rupees, mate, if you consider from Indian currency. So this is subject to change based on the accommodation that you stay and based on the lifestyle that you want to pursue. And yeah, so I would say like 10 lakh would be the 10 lakhs amount would be the ideal number that you could really look up to, in the initial phase for your planning and everything. After that, ideally, when you get your offer letter, then your accommodation, once you get the firm confirmation on your accommodation, and then the deposit amounts that you have to pay, then you would get you would come up to a realistic number. But 10 lakhs is something that you can look up to, for your expenses as of now.
That is only your personal expenses, right, Naresh?
That's your accommodation plus your day-to-day expenses, your groceries and everything, your transport.
Siddharth was interested actually, I think, to know the overall expenditure.
Yes, the overall, yes.
Overall is like
expenditure.
what the Naresh has told, and other than that, only the tuition fees and no expenses at all.
So what is the tuition
All right,
fee?
so
Kapil?
Tuition fees for this course is 22.5 lakhs.
22.5 plus 10, that is
Yeah.
32 lakh.
32 lakhs.
yeah.
But a lot of students like they do part time. I think that more than 99% of students do part time here, and they cover their expenses, daily monthly expenses. So that can be easily covered. Like you are allowed to work for 20 hours per week, and the daily wages has increased from 10 pounds to 12 pounds. 12 pounds per hour you get, and if you work for 20 hours, so you can get like 240 pounds per week, I guess. So that if you work for 4 weeks, you can just calculate that majorly around 800 pounds you can earn 800 900 pounds.
So
And
Dr. Kapil, how much minimize we can do this entire thing?
See, like Naresh told, the accommodation is around 450. Some students might get
460
in
pounds,
400. Yeah, 400 to 500 is the like based upon the room you get. Like my room is a little bit big, so I am paying like 450 pounds. But if you're like some rooms are smaller, so they can pay 350 pounds or 400 pounds. And other than that, if you're living outside, then I would say for the food you eat and the you places around you visit the places, so 200 pounds is like more than enough.
So, sir, if I
That
apply now,
600
can I
pounds.
get
600 pounds you can like say.
yeah? If I apply now or the next month, then can I go for the college accommodation?
Yeah, there will be
College
a high
accommodation,
chance
yeah.
that you can get to the college accommodation. That should be fine.
Okay.
And
Basically,
at the
I
same
give
time, we are building the new building as well, accommodation.
Yeah.
I don't know personally, but we can inquire it. There might be a chance that by the time you come here, you will get a brand new hall. Do you know anything, Naresh? When is that coming up? How is that coming up? As you are staying on campus?
Yeah, mate. I think they've almost constructed it, but then they have not really put into practice, like for the usage. So, but those also are like expensive. To be frank, they will cost you around 700 pounds, something like that per month. You will have all the luxury possible. Let me not undermine that, but you will get the best facilities as possible. You'll have the kitchen, as big as possible, and all the other facilities. But then, yeah, it's quite expensive. It will bite your pocket a lot. So, if you could really afford it, yeah, you would get the as you prolong it, as you applying it late, then you most probably will end up in rooms like that. So as I said earlier, it's preferable to really apply as early as possible so that you get rooms which are like less expensive, which should end up like close to 500, 550 pounds, something like that. And if you are delaying it, then you will take a bite on the the accommodation. So the expenses keeps increasing. So it's preferable to note from that side as well. Yeah.
So what is the last date for this enrollment, filling up the application? Because I'll be getting my IELTS result at the end of May. So before that, can I apply?
Yes, you could go ahead and apply. For instance, if you really ask me, I didn't have the IELTS score on my hand when I applied. So is that I applied and got the unconditional offer, as Kumar was saying earlier. You get the unconditional offer, and then you can still pay the deposit for your accommodation. Meanwhile, you can work on your IELTS, preparation and everything, and then you can give the result, test result as late as June, I guess. Yeah, end of June or something like that.
No, I gave my IELTS exam already. So the results didn't
Okay,
came.
you're just awaiting for your result then.
Yes.
Yeah, then you
it's a good
can
time
do
to apply.
it's just a matter of submitting your result, so it's not an issue. Yeah.
Okay,
You
and
can still
what
apply
is
for your
the
course.
prerequisite needed for this course? Basically, any skill, software skill required?
Yeah, so you could if you have a fair idea about MATLAB, that should really help you. And because the course is it's more into research and everything, so you will be working more on the numerical modeling. So how a physical system works, so that you would try to translate it into a numerical model and everything. So for which coding is a skill that you could really, if you really are good at it, well and good. If something that you could work on, that's great, because as part of the course you will be taught into how to do the coding and everything. But it's something like an added advantage. if you know about it, it's like an added advantage for you, and you could get the job done pretty quickly. So you don't have to struggle much. Yeah. But then all the necessary trainings will be provided as part of the course. So I'm not really saying that. So Dr. Kumar will add more on to it.
Yeah, the start of the program, we do provide the software training, the refresher kind of thing. We do provide MATLAB, Aspen, and numerical methods and all those things, which you have gone through your bachelor's degree. This will give like a kind of refreshing it and ready for entering into this course. So straight after the induction week, this module will run.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, so I think it's already very extended session. Any one or two question, last question, if you have, because already it's more than 1 hour.
More than 1 hour, yeah.
Any other question you have before we all thank the participants here, Naresh and Dr. Kapil and Dr. Kumar? Any question you have?
But yeah, I want to thank all the students whom I requested to fill the application form as soon as possible. So I really thank those students who listened to me and filled the application form, and now they are preparing for IELTS. So thank you to those students. But if there are more students who are still interested and they are confused, I would tell them just fill the application form, and later on we can take care of other things later, like the IELTS and other things. But the only requirement is that you have a bachelor's degree and like you are motivated to study this course. That is the more requirements. But I'm like the most of the requirements is that. But if you have a GATE score or other industry experience or research experience, that is like you can get some more scholarship, because up to 3,000 scholarships we are offering based upon your credentials. So I would say that just go and fill the application form, and I have already shared the links for the application form and mandatory documents which you need to require. But if you want any other information, you can get back to me.
Yeah, that's
or
great.
to your media.
Yeah, so let me tell all of you sitting here, those of you who are sitting here and listening to us, like you must have seen nowadays IIT Hyderabad admission self-sponsored is going on. You people are to invest 12 lakh on that, or maybe NITI Bombay you are investing equal money and all. So what matters is like when you invest some money, in IIMs you invest 25 lakh plus in Indian currency. It is not the money which you spend on education. What matters is return on your investment. So any course which offers you good return on your investment is supposed to be a very good course. And as per me, that is my definition, like whatever money you spend, if you start getting the job for particular year, if you get a package in that particular year more than the money which you spend, that is supposed to be a very good return on your investment, because you pay all the money back in a year or so, and after that obviously you are earning for your family and you are earning for you. That is how it goes. So I've done a lot of analysis over here. Dr. Kapil has provided me a lot of information. Dr. Kumar, both are from IIT background and they have provided a lot of information to us. And this particular course and this university is really doing very good, and that is truly good return on your investment. So those of you who are in stage of decision making, talk to Dr. Kapil, talk to me, talk to Dr. Kumar, talk to people like Naresh, get a lot of information, but don't delay the process. Inertia should not be there. Lot of information you should gather, you should make a very good decision, but yes, there should not be slackness in decision making, because there are some advantages in taking early decision. So let me thank Naresh, you first. You spared your time for all the students here. And let me thank then Dr. Kapil and Dr. Kumar for again coming here. And let me thank all the students who are sitting here. Thanks,
Dr. Vijender, for arranging this session, and thank you students for coming.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Looking forward to see you all.
Yeah.
Bye bye.